Hello, hi Andrea. It's starting now. I have two different clocks in my office here, and they're like 3 or 4 minutes difference. Who knows? Happy Thursday. How is everyone? So Ed is kind of like an original here. He joins me every week. Thanks, Ed. Ed's in Oklahoma. So I'd love to know where Andrea and Nadia are. If you want to post, if you feel comfortable posting. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I just got new internet. Michigan? What part of Michigan? And Nadia, are you in the path of, wait, Southwest, Lower Michigan? Oh, you're inland. Okay. Oh my gosh. St. Joe. Okay, this is crazy. I don't know, maybe did you grow up there? I grew up in Stevensville. Now, what? That is crazy. Do you know? So my maiden name is Hilligus, who graduated from Waterville. Okay, I'm probably older than you. I graduated in 20. I think we talked before. I remember you now. That is crazy. Okay. So I grew up in Michigan. My dad, mom, and my sister and her family live there. My sister's kids go to the same elementary and middle school we went to. So pretty crazy stuff. All right. So welcome to all of you. We usually have some people trickling in, but I like that the group is always smaller. So every single week we are live here. If you are not a part of our free group, let me know. I can post the link later. It's Blueprint Listings for Real Estate Agents. But we're live every single Thursday here. So I provide some sort of training. Your computer, my phone is dead. Okay, no problem. I'll let you in. So every single week we are live here, and it's a different training every single week. So today I really wanted to touch on some mindset stuff because we are nearing the end of the year. Crazy, right? And so as we come to the holidays, we're going to have to start figuring out what the heck are we going to do for 2025. And so I really love this time of year. And so I like to make this as interactive as possible. So please ask questions. You can unmute yourself and interrupt me, totally fine, or post them in the chat, but I like to answer questions, okay? All righty, let's get started. All right, so this week's weekly power hour is mastering the secret ingredients to success with distressed listings. So I know Ed has been tending these a lot, and so I think Ed has gotten to know me. I love distressed listings. I love the niche for so many reasons. Mainly because it has allowed me to have a super flexible schedule. I have learned to say no to a lot of things unless it fits into my kids' schedule. That is so important to me, family first. So I built this successful niche inside of distressed listings, and I still have plenty of time to do other stuff. And so I want to talk to you about that today. And I would be happy to answer any questions about my business as well. But we're going to talk about those secret ingredients today. All right. Welcome back, Nadia. All right. So what are we going to learn? So I tend to like to use kind of encrypted words sometimes. It keeps everyone excited. What's Heather going to talk about this week? So there's three things: the hidden catalyst, the silent multiplier, and the invisible support network. These three things as a whole could set you up for long term. So I've spoken to a lot of agents recently, and they have said, Heather, I need a deal like tomorrow. Well, don't we all, right? And so this community and what we are trying to accomplish here is not going to tell you to just talk to your sphere or put up some videos on social media. We are rewriting the rules. I've lived those rules for 17 years, and I'm going to help you rewrite them for your business so it fits into your daily schedule, your family life. Okay. All right. So, number one, the hidden catalyst. This key ingredient isn't found on any listing sheet or property record. It's the driving force behind every successful distressed property deal. And it's not what you might think. Okay. So I wanted to start with this one because this one is number one. All right. What is it? It's actually you. So when I said this is a little bit about mindset, let's dive in a little bit deeper of, kind of who you are. Do you have what it takes to be in the niche of distressed sales? It definitely is not going to be for everyone, but do you have empathy? Some people do, some people don't. It's okay. If you don't, then this is probably not the niche for you. Empathy is so, so important because we are handling such sensitive situations. I have seen everything when it comes to these types of deals. I had seller on the run for murder. I've had sellers in prison for fraud, stealing money. I've had people overdose during the process. I've had divorces. You name it, I have seen it. Okay. But I have that empathy. I've always wanted to help. And if you put that first, you absolutely could be successful in this niche. Negotiation skills. So when I first started, I was scared to death to even make a phone call to the bank. But I was surrounded by my husband who really helped me navigate through that and get past my fears. That is why I started Blueprint many years ago. The number one reason why is because of the homeowner. But the number two reason why is because I know that there's agents out there who are like me, who want to make this niche successful, who have the empathy, that they just need to know where to start, be told what to do. Okay. I started it because I wanted to help you. I don't want agents to suffer like we did. So the negotiation skills will come when you're working with the lenders. I love the art of negotiating now. You may not like it right now. That is okay. We'll help you get past all of those fears. We'll help you become a skilled negotiator with these lenders. And then it's like super fun now. Of course, the knowledge, whether you're judicial state or non-judicial state, let's work through that together. It is so important to understand how your state processes a foreclosure. In fact, we were just on a Zoom call before. So on Thursdays, right before I have these, I'm on my one of my weekly calls with my coaching community. And we talked about this. So there's a lady in Texas who's essentially overwhelmed with the amount of auction dates going on right now. And we said, okay, let's scale it back a little bit, because the whole point is to have that knowledge, grow that knowledge, and get consistent in our processes. That's kind of where persistence comes in. This right here is not like something that is going to happen overnight. If you have that mindset, hey, I'm going to set this up for long term, you're going to be just fine. Okay. I've lived this for 17 years. So I know that you also can have that success. Problem solving abilities. That's why you would be a part of the community. Maybe you're not that great at problem solving, but as a whole, all of us, 130 of us, we're here to help you navigate through different scenarios. And a lot of that came up in my previous call before this. You know, there's this lady who has to negotiate an SEC lien on a title of the property. We have another lady that just took on a short sale that has solar panels. So it's a little bit wacky, the things that we see. But really, I would say number 1 and number 6 is something that you have to have right now. That other stuff will come, but if you have a genuine desire to help homeowners and make a powerful impact in your community, then you are at the top for this niche. And so, Jesse, welcome. I'm not exactly sure where you are located. If you want to chat that would be awesome. We just started. So there's 3 things that we're going to go over, the secret ingredients. Number 1 is the hidden catalyst, which is essentially you. Do you have what it takes to be in this niche of distress sales? And so we kind of talked a little bit about what it kind of takes. All right. Again, if you have questions, I'd rather you not wait till the end. Go ahead and chat them. All right. All right. Number 2, the silent multiplier. While others focus on the visible aspects of distress sales, now there's a lot of people that say, oh yeah, I'm an expert. You probably don't understand the ins and outs of all of this. Okay. It is very complex. Oh, hey, Jesse. Houston. Well, that is funny. We were just talking. There's a lady in my coaching community who's in Houston, and the numbers are astronomical there for auction dates, and she can't keep up. So while others focus on visible aspects of distress listings, true success lies in the unseen framework. Okay. This powerful tool operates behind the scenes and quietly amplifies your efforts and results. So what is that? It is going to be a system. I truly believe, after dealing with, agents and seeing a lot over the years, there's many of you don't have a system in place, and I want to help you with that. If you have this system in place, which is simple and also scalable, you absolutely will grow. Again, this is not just something that is expected to happen tomorrow. This is long term. Here I am 17 years later, and I'm telling you, you set it up the right way, it absolutely will be scalable for you. So what does that mean? What does a system actually mean? Well, we do have a lot coming up on analyzing your year and figuring out how we can implement certain things for the next year. So important. This is not just about short sales or equity sales. It's how can I help you in your entire business as a whole, getting organized. What do you do weekly, monthly, yearly? How do you identify the distressed homeowners? How do you reach out to them to have success? A lot of people can find these distressed homeowners, but they don't know what to say. They don't know how to approach them. The approach is going to be different depending on where they're at in the process. And we have a whole simple, scalable system behind all of that. I'll show you some stuff in a minute. How do you manage the paperwork? Why should you do that up front? Then you can properly delegate that down the road. How do you coordinate lenders? When do you call? Oh my gosh, I have this lender. Where's their number? Where's their fax? Where's the email for the short sale packet? We have all that, 6 pages worth of lenders. Follow-up. Anyone here struggle with follow-up? I love, love, love follow-up. I'm super organized. In fact, today we talked about a to-do list and, really helping agents time management because they're overwhelmed. And that's not the point of this. You do not want to be overwhelmed. Terrible with follow-up. And I see that. I either see a lot of agents who don't know what's coming in or what's going out. And, like right now, I'm speaking to 12 different families from our new marketing campaign that I implemented back in April. That's a lot of families, right? So I need to make sure I understand what the conversation was the prior time I talked to them, whether it was text, whether it was a call, whether I sent a letter. And so our follow-up system is really simple. You do not need to overcomplicate things in real estate, period. Just keep it simple, okay? But follow-up is very much key. The last few deals that I've closed have come from the postcard campaign, or the other one came from a lady that I spoke to for like a year, okay? Well, if I hadn't done that, I would have never closed that deal, right? So simple follow-up, a clear workflow. Okay, so what does my community do on a Monday? What do we do on a Tuesday? Well, let me give you an example for Wednesday. That is the day we pull our auction date leads. Every single Wednesday, we pull those leads. Wednesday and Thursday, we analyze it. Go over the Google spreadsheet. Yes, you have that. And then we prepare for our text campaigns. So if you are confused on what to do, when to do it, that's where the clear workflow would come in. And then of course, as you're pulling all of this together, it's going to be high quality service, okay? So the Blueprint Simple system, the scalable system, at one point, I had 70 short sales going on. That did not include traditional sales or buyers. We mostly take on listings, but it allowed me to do that. And I still was able to attend all of my kids' activities, okay? The Blueprint system really takes the guesswork out for you, okay? It absolutely does. I know that because, like I said, I've lived it for 17 years. I rewrote all the rules when it comes to family first and having a business. So when we tell you what to do, when to do it, and everything in between, okay? All right, let's move on to the third one. Any questions so far? Maybe about systems, maybe about yourself, meaning, hey, I'm nervous to take on distressed sales, and here's why. I would be happy to walk you through that. All right. The third one, the invisible support system. The final secret ingredient isn't something you can touch or see, but its impact is undeniable. It's a resource that successful agents in this niche tap into regularly, providing strength and wisdom when needed most. Okay? That is my Blueprint network. And I cannot stress to you enough that we are doing things different here. It is not, hey, come on and do a video, come on and talk to your sphere. I moved to one of the biggest cities, Chicago, in 2006 and knew absolutely no one, okay? If I did it and I had no sphere, no social media, I know that you can do it as well. Again, we're rewriting the rules, which means we're doing different things. We are getting you consistent in the areas that helped me get to where I'm at today, okay? This is the support system right here. Every single agent in here is supported. So for example, we talked about my to-do list, and so I posted it here. Debbie, for example, has been in the business longer than I have, and have probably negotiated just as many short sales as I. She wanted to only join my community because of the marketing. She realized very quickly that she absolutely loves the collaboration inside of our live sessions, which were live twice a week, okay? So today's call was just really helpful. Time management, to-do list. Carrie had a bunch of questions about deals that she has going on. Every single Tuesday and Thursday, we are live at 10 a.m. We go over questions. We go over different trainings. So we are in a Facebook group series training right now. That group series training shouldn't cost you anything unless you decide to add automation to it. So I'm really trying to pull all of this together where agents don't have to spend a ton of money, right? That's rewriting the rules. Come in, do the simple marketing, and then build relationships with attorneys, add in the social media. I'm not going to ever tell you to go to your sphere. I'm not going to ever tell you to door knock. Although we do have someone that's having a lot of success door knocking right now, Lana. Okay. She's also in Texas. She's dropping off one of our books and she's already gotten a listing for it. This book, she's dropping those off. So she had some questions about that. All right. Well, you just left your team. Yeah. So teams are great. And I do have a small team. I try to keep things small. There's no reason for it to be huge, but that's just me. I mean, some people's goals are to have a huge team. I can still help with that, but I like to try to keep things small. I do have a buyer's agent. I have a transaction coordinator. I have myself, and then I have like a runner. Okay. But you do not have to have a team to be in this niche. This niche is perfect for, let me give you one example. Moms. I'm a mom myself. Okay. Or maybe a stay-at-home dad, or just someone who really wants a super flexible schedule. How is that possible in real estate? Well, I've learned to say no. If it does not fit or going to help your business in the long run, why would you do it? I don't attend parties. It's a no for me. I don't work evenings. If I work on the weekends, it's the first thing Saturday morning. Sunday is no. No, I do not do open houses. I do not use for sale signs. Everyone might think I'm crazy, but that is where I am rewriting those rules, okay? My success rate, I haven't had a short sale not go through in a very long time, Jesse. And so just to give you an example, about 50% right now are going to be short sales where I'm at, and 50% are equity sales. The equity sales are families that come to us who have an auction, but they can sell and still make some money, okay? So every single deal in the last couple of years that I've taken on, I've been able to close short or equity, okay? The only time I haven't been able to successfully negotiate a short sale is when someone comes to me the extreme last minute. So I do have an example from this year, but I did not actually take this lady on. We'll talk about that in a second. Thank you. So this lady contacted me in June from my postcard and text campaign. Okay. I talked to her for 2 months and I had her on my follow-up system. Okay. I continued to communicate with her. I told her to do certain things, call your bank, ask about this. It was 3 days before her auction and she was freaking out. Didn't really take any of my advice into consideration. My attorney came in and went to filed an emergency motion, went to court, asked the judge, say, hey, let's just say her name is Ashley, okay? Her name is Ashley, and Ashley said, hey, I want to list my house now. 3 days before the auction, right? And the judge denied it. I did not have that. I did not take that on. So that's why I'm not including it in my numbers, Jesse. It got denied. She went to auction and they went and confirmed the sale. And now she's unfortunately being kicked out of her house. And so that's what we're trying to avoid here. The problem is families are in so much denial. But eventually, everyone in the United States, all the families, they're going to know about Blueprint, that we are a safe place to come and ask questions, explore their options so they can make the best informed decision for their family moving forward. So that is why it is so important to have a community in place. How do I know this? Because I started with nothing. I had nothing. Our marketing piece, our first short sale packet, I remember all of it. We still have it way back in the day, 2007, 2006, 2007. And I lived through all of that. I don't want you guys to suffer through that. You can make a living in the niche of distressed sales, but you have to have the right community behind you. Okay, Jesse's asking, are you seeing any deed restrictions coming back? The last few, I have not seen any deed restrictions. We just talked about this kind of in the last session. Me personally, I don't love dealing with investors. And so what she means, sure, just a second, Andrea. So what Jesse's saying is when an approval letter comes in, sometimes they have restrictions that have to go in the warranty deed, meaning an investor might come in, flip it, and they can't flip it in a certain amount of time. So I really prefer to work with a family because they're going to be more invested than an investor. They're going to be living there. They'll probably pay more. So I know how the deed restrictions work for most banks. So if we come across it, then we navigate it through. But I haven't really seen too many. Where do we find the distressed properties? My team uses Property Radar. So we have we have a dedicated team inside of Property Radar that comes in. They've done trainings for us. I will teach you how to set up your list. Everything is step by step, actually. I'm just going to show you one of them. We have them coming up. We actually have two huge courses, new ones coming at the end of the year. And they're going to come back in January and do a big training for us. So when I stay step by step, if you are the type that you have no idea where to start and you want like, so Andrea, you're like, Heather, I need you to tell me what to do when. This is it. Okay. So module 1, this is an introduction to auction date leads. This course, we have 7 courses right now. Okay. But do not skip anything. It is in order for a reason. If you skip it and you come and start asking me questions, I giggle a little bit. And I was like, yep, that was in the module. Okay. This is where the leads come in. How to set up your account. There's a 5-day free trial. You definitely want to then schedule a time with our dedicated specialist. How to create your ADL list. That is your auction date list. So for example, Andrea, I know where you live. So you could set up Berrien County and maybe Cass County, depending. I would definitely do Berrien. Obviously, you're in Berrien. And then how do you download those leads and how do you set up a field list? Then we introduce you to the postcard. Okay. Why do I have certain things on the postcard? How do you edit it? It's done in Canva. It's an editable file. Ordering the postcards, I have a printing company here. They will give you discounts. Okay. You don't have to use them, but I recommend it. We talk about the stamp that we use. We talk about QR codes and I give scripts and then all the supplies I use. This is important. This is where like our 3 pillars are organization, consistency, and communication. What do you mean? Is it linked? This is the course for my coaching community, and I'll go over more of that in a second. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of how in-depth and step-by-step these lessons and modules are, okay? If I didn't do it this way, we would never get to our mission. Our mission is to help 10,000 families, and right now we're at 2,750, and that gets updated on a monthly basis, okay? So how do you get organized on a weekly basis? So you're pulling the leads. Are you going to send to all those leads? No. So which ones do you send to? Why? And then you're going to prep for the text campaign. I don't know why my videos aren't showing. It's kind of annoying. Oh, there we go. So setting up your Google Voice. Yes, we use that. How do you pull the data? Organizing the Google spreadsheet, everything you need to know about the text campaign. I am doing all of this side by side with you guys. So every single Wednesday, we have a Google Doc that gets updated on what my team is going to send out for the text messages. And we send them on Thursday and Friday. Here's a follow-up plan. What do you do? And then you start to get calls. So we have an intake sheet. We want you to post inside of this community. That is how you're going to learn. That is how there's going to be collaboration. Another follow-up plan. And then, you know, what your voicemail should say. Maybe they're not ready right now. So how do you assist them with keeping the property until the time that they have to sell? How do you move forward if they want to sell? Okay, they have an auction date. How do you postpone that? There's some different strategies behind that. And then they are ready to go. So we have, you know, our Google Calendar. We have a task list. I have a template for every single part of the short sale process. So how do you prepare the listing, the short sale checklist, all of it? How do you determine the list price? What do you do during the short sale appointment? How about after? How do you prep the listing? What you need to do before and after it goes live. And then we get to the short sale offer. So explaining all of that, what documents you need to collect from your bank. I'm sorry, from your sellers. Reviewing the title, the HUD. Short sale offer packet. So you need to prepare that. What do you need in that? Like, what if they have a second mortgage? So right now, my seller accepted an offer. There's one mortgage and 2 home equity lines. It is the first offer we are submitting with the new buyer stuff, and it is backed by Freddie Mac. So inside of my community, I am walking through everyone on our live sessions as to what's going on. The great thing about that is when this is over and you get a Fannie or a Freddie Mac short sale listing, you then can say, hey, our experience with Freddie Mac is that they are paying 2.5%. So that is exactly what I'm talking about right now, Jesse. Are we 100% certain how the banks are going to handle this? No. That is why right now with Freddie Mac, I am walking through inside my coaching community how it is being done. I anticipate that the banks will not change. I think I asked for 3.5% for me and 2.5% to the buy side. I am considering on the next short sale shooting for 4 for me and 2 for the buy. So we'll see what happens. Communication, that is key. Look, the system is simple. Follow it. And I know that you'll be successful. And I know that because I've lived, like I said, I've lived this for 17 years. Any updates that I make, I update you guys. BPO and appraisal. Okay, you got the short sale approval. Then you go to closing. Okay. And then there's some additional resources. So we've had some back to basics series trainings, some other trainings that are in here. And then here are the other courses that are available for you. So we have the pre-foreclosure series letter. So that is 8 letters. That is more of a drip plan for sellers that are in a pre-foreclosure status. We have how to build relationships with attorneys. That is my #1 lead source. And I am not talking about real estate attorneys. Again, rewriting the rules. Auction date leads, but this is an equity letter that we're using. Okay, then we have the 2 books. Great resources for homeowners. This book, The Ideas to Avoid Foreclosure, is what Lana is using to drop off to houses right now. Again, not a part of my plan, but she's having a lot of success with it. This is The Ultimate Guide to Selling Your Home as a Short Sale, another book. And then this is also auction date leads, but this is the auction date letter. That letter I used for 13 years until this April when I started this. And the reason why I did that is because the pandemic has changed a lot. And so we wanted to test a different approach. And boy, has it worked. Okay. So we'll provide guidance, especially for those complex cases. We'll share best practices. And we'll have emotional support. Look, not every single day is going to be great in this niche. It's just not. I actually got on my coaching call this morning and I was just feeling kind of down. Like we have a lot going on here. We've had, 2 months worth of a couple of passings in our family and good friends. And I just wasn't all there. But after today's call, I just felt so amazing. The collaboration that we have, we talked about time management, to-do list, getting organized, starting to talk about the game planning series that's coming up. So if you are tired of not feeling supported, I would love to connect you with some people in our group. Again, the whole point of this is to rewrite the rules and do it differently, not just post a video, not just contact your sphere. This is the niche of distress sales. And so I had someone else that came to me and said, hey, I just moved to a different state. Perfect. This niche is perfect for you. You do not have to have a sphere, period. I mean, so just example, Andrea knows I grew up in literally the town next to her, and it's small over there. I moved from Stevensville, Michigan to Chicago and knew no one. And that was in 2006. All right. So I just want to leave you with this question. Are you the hidden catalyst looking for a scalable system and a support network? If you are, then I do think that you would be perfect for the community. Okay. And if you aren't, that's okay too. You can still come to my live streams if you want to continue to learn. But let's talk about the membership real quick, and then I can answer any additional questions that you may have. So we have a monthly membership. It's $75. That's it. So you come in. That includes our twice weekly live trainings. So we're live Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Central. Right now on Tuesdays, we are going through our Facebook group series training. Why am I doing that? I've had a lot of success with Facebook groups. I've gotten leads from Facebook groups, and I want to teach you how I've done that. That to set up is free. If you eventually want to automate, then there's some automation that will be involved, but it doesn't cost anything to set up a group. So twice weekly, each session then is $9.38, okay? You'll have access to my past training vault. Inside of this group, you search back 2.5 years, trainings for everything. So you search 2022, shows all the trainings here. And then we just archived a bunch of trainings from, I think, last summer until this past summer, all of these trainings. Okay, goes all the way down. And then of course our community. Okay, so it's $75. Now, obviously, I recommend you coming in and doing this. And then we have courses on top of that. Okay, do you have to buy a course? No, but if you really want to make this long-term success, then you're going to have to start somewhere. Okay, so $75 a month. And then each course right here, these 7 courses are what is available. It's $497. Okay, so again, this is the auction. This is specific to auction date leads. That's where I've had the most success. If I'm having success, I want you to have success. And we target heavily to auction date families. And then we also have attorney relationships. So this is the letter I used for 13 years until this past April. This letter is more tailored towards equity. This is the new campaign. It's a postcard and text. This is an 8-series letter going to families that are only in a pre-foreclosure status. We have 2 separate books. This is a guide for short sales, and this is ideas, which are options for homeowners to explore when they're facing foreclosure. And then we have attorney relationships. These ones are coming in the future. 2 of these will be released at the end of the year. Which 2, I cannot tell you because we're still working on them. All right, any questions? Maybe it's about the hidden catalyst, the silent multiplier, or the support system. I would love, or anything besides that. Maybe you were on a session a couple weeks ago and you had a question. I would love to answer any questions right now. Maybe some concerns or fears that you may have. I know this is different. Many people want to get into the niche of distress sales, but people around them will discourage them from doing it, especially like managing brokers. My advice to that is don't listen to them and keep the noise around you low. If I would have listened to everyone that told me I was crazy for leaving my corporate job To start this, I would never be where I'm at today. So I would just say ignore the noise around you and you can do it. All right, I'm going to get the link and then see if there are any other questions, and I'll hang out for a little bit longer in case there is. I would love to answer anything. I always say no question is silly or stupid. Jesse, I know you said you're in Chicagoland, so right now we're not accepting new members in Chicagoland. So right now the rest of the areas are open, but we do try to keep an eye on that and not bring in too many people in a certain area. Andrea, we got no one in Berrien County. Actually, I'm curious how many people in Berrien County are in foreclosure. Let's take a look. I'm going to share my screen. Good old Berrien County. We stayed in Union Pier over the summer, right after 4th of July. Okay. So now Michigan processes a foreclosure different than here in the state of Illinois. So here in Illinois, there's going to be more pre-foreclosures than there are auctions because the pre-foreclosure status is lengthy. It is required to go through the court process. Michigan doesn't have that. So I anticipate you having more auction than pre-foreclosure or pretty close to the same. So pre-foreclosure, see, there's only 5. Okay. That's because the pre-foreclosure status goes so quickly. Benton Harbor. There's one up here. Let's just see. Coloma. 54 in auction. So I figured. That's a lot. Okay, so I'm okay if you guys send me a direct message. I won't say who it's from, but that's fine. If you're not comfortable posting the question, you can send it directly to me. So someone is asking, for someone who is new and wants to learn from the very beginning, what would you recommend on how to start and learn step by step? So it is the course. Yeah, so let me tell you that. It is the monthly membership is required. So I would recommend, whether you're, brand new, that's fine. So you come in, and I highly recommend starting to get involved. The live sessions that we have are very motivational. Some of the stories are inspiring. You'll start to get to know the members because that's important as you grow. So I would come in, do the monthly membership. Well, there's no option. You got to do the monthly membership and start. I'm going to show you something else. So like I said, this is our group. So when you come in, you would fill out the form, you get directed to this. You're going to answer questions. You've got to make sure that you put in your email, because the way that we communicate is through this group and through email. Okay. Once you're accepted, you'll receive the welcome email with the quick 4 steps. So then you come in, and I would put on your alerts or whatever every single Monday to check the weekly announcements. Okay. Got to get organized. That's kind of like the consistency part. Every single Monday, we update you. Okay. On stuff that's going on. Then you'll get tagged in this onboarding. Okay. You also get this email. So you'll want to purchase, and I'll tell you which course I think you should get in a second. Then this is how to navigate our group. Okay. Then we want you to get organized with the weekly training. So put this in your calendar immediately. An hour before each class, you do get an email reminder. But this is our live training. So you would just copy and it will give you the Zoom links and everything. Okay. So here we are. Tuesdays at 10, there's a Zoom link, and you can put it directly in your calendar. So like, for example, here's fall session. Now I don't have it in mind, but I recommend you putting it in there. So fall session, just put it in there for every single Tuesday and make it busy for an hour. Some days we're on an hour and a half. If you have to get off, that's fine. We record everything. The replays get posted right away that day. And you also get an email on Fridays. So I would do all that, follow that to a T, okay? Then I don't recommend you purchasing all of the courses, okay? You will be overwhelmed. We want you to start and get consistent with one, and then continue on, okay? It doesn't matter if you are brand new or you've been doing it for a while. The courses are set up where you'll learn everything step by step from the very beginning. How to really get started, how does the commissions work, navigating the modules, and then it will take you through how to set up the leads. That's like the first part. And then, okay, I got the leads. Now I need to get the marketing going. So it's all step by step. You shouldn't miss anything. And then you're like, well, I don't know much about short sales. That's where the live classes would come in. You want to attend those or at least watch the trainings, and then continue to navigate through that course. Let me go back to the course. You'll want to navigate through this course because this is where it's going to teach you everything, okay? Literally step by step. So if you have this, you can get through it all, okay? But the live trainings weekly are really going to help you as well. So that's where I would start. All right, let me go back to my other screen. Sorry, Zoom is a pain in the butt. So you can't just find this anywhere. You'll find the monthly membership link, but this is the link that you would use. And so I would recommend getting the auction date postcard and text campaign. The reason why is because that's where we've had the most success. I test everything before I release it to you guys because I want to make sure my team is getting calls and closing deals, period. I do feel like that's maybe one of the differences than a lot of these coaching communities. So I would get this one. Now, if you're wanting another one to ramp things up, I wouldn't do more than 2. I would maybe either do the attorney relationships or the ideas to avoid foreclosure. The ideas to avoid foreclosure is that book that Lana is dropping off at houses, and she's getting calls and listings from it. It's not a part of like something I do, but I'm curious because she's having such success. So again, this is options for families. So you could also incorporate in that. So I would probably definitely do this one, and then probably this one. The attorney relationships could come in the new year when you start doing your game plan. Okay, hopefully that answered your question. Are there any other questions? You can send them to me privately if you would like. Okay. Well, thank you all for attending, and I hope to see you next Thursday. If you have any questions, feel free to, you can email or message me on Facebook. I'll put in the email. And thank you. Have a blessed day.